Yo, it's Wednesday still, May 17th.
Something like that.
Oh, my gosh. We're on the ground in Las Vegas at the Reuters Automotive Retail event. We got some news to talk about today. It's been a while since we've done like a real show.
Let's talk about something.
Real show.
The people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare with me.
I needed that bounce.
I know. Just let it run for a minute. The time zone change is always rough for me.
Time zone change, conference walls,
Conference food.
conference chicken.
No, we didn't have conference chicken last night.
No. Oh, man. I tell you what. So we're sitting there, and Terry Loffledge, if you don't know him, Cars.com, has been in the industry, been around. He's just one of those stalwarts. He's a legend. And he's sitting there, and he's like, why are we all here? And he looks around, and he goes, who at this table didn't know someone this morning? And everybody at the table didn't know someone else at the table.
Who knew who?
I didn't know you this morning. He's like, no, this industry gathers over food and like it's the experience of being together that's so important in this industry. And we got to gather over some really great food, some really great friendships. We were talking business and culture and life and all of the things.
Google Maps.
Google Maps updates.
All at the same time. We also had an amazing kind of surprise experience with the server we had, Marvin, who put on a full-on clinic on hospitality. And we went back in the kitchen. Brian Kramer had us back in the kitchen, seeing the chefs and the sous chefs. And Marvin is just like a legend. We're going to put out some content about Marvin.
We'll put out some content, but we are so enamored. We've always been enamored by the restaurant hospitality industries, but even more recently, we've been more enamored by it. And last night did not disappoint.
Over the top.
Just if you could have been in the room and understood the engagement, and he talks about passion. I can't wait to get the segment out, but his passion for what he does is sublime.
No, we can talk about it now because, I mean, the crossover, we want people to see it, and maybe you won't see it.
Yeah.
We asked him point blank. We said, what's at the center of hospitality? And he didn't delay 1 millisecond. He said, passion.
Right.
And I was like, well, explain passion. He goes, I care. He goes, I care. I care about what's happening. I care about how you feel. I care about your experience. And there's just we could just eat that as the auto industry. Like, no, right? If we just deploy that, it would fix 80% of our issues.
I care. I passionately care about everything that I do, every person. He said, I care about the way that they felt yesterday, the way that they feel when they're with me, and the way that they feel tomorrow.
Gosh.
I was like, wow, that's expanding your experience, recognizing that people are dealing with something in and out of exactly when you're engaging with them. Anyone who's in a customer-centric field should notice that and go, hey, these people are experiencing real-life things before and after they come in contact with me, and if I recognize that, then I can serve them better in the moment.
It's kind of an obvious thing when you think about relationship, when you care about somebody. I don't just care about what I can get from you right now. I care about how you were doing, how you're going to be doing. And it was just an unexpectedly inspiring night. And I ate too much.
Way too much.
And I felt it this morning.
Oh, the cheesecake, though.
Oh, man. Well, we had a great time yesterday at the show here. We're still here today. This is the last day. And a lot of OEM levels, definitely a different energy around this show than some of the ones we're used to, where they're primarily dealer-centric and dealer-heavy. More OEMs, more OEM supplier industry partners, I would say, people that supply on the enterprise level. And but I'll tell you what, there's still, even as we did panels and stuff, there's this disconnect can be between dealers, OEMs, industry partners. But I felt like the lines got a little close yesterday. People got a little more human. That's always what we try to do in a panel, right?
Yeah.
Let's get the person out. We recorded almost 20 podcasts, 15 podcasts in this seat. We're doing another 6.
It's
7
unreal.
today.
Yeah.
But that's the point.
But everyone's
human.
conversation was about that. How do we connect the dots between people and get more human with the people, quote unquote, across the aisle and actually have a real conversation? Because it was interesting. You could see it in everyone's eyes. This anxiety about the future, but also hope at the same time.
Yeah.
When you're talking, it's like, oh, I know that these things are coming down the pipe, but we don't really know where everything's going to be in 3 to 5 years. There's a lot of different between EVs and direct to consumer and litigation coming down the pipe. There's this kind of wide-eyed mystery, but also a real intensity on we know what we need to do.
There's a resolve
to get there.
There's a resolve.
Yeah.
We were able to show our More Than Cars, a segment from the first pilot episode of More Than Cars yesterday, to a room of probably about 100 to 150 people were in that room.
Yep.
And it's fun to watch people watch it because different crowds laugh in different spots, enjoy it in a different way.
Yeah.
And again, the feedback, people saying this needs to be made, and that was energizing.
Yeah, people coming up and being like, "How can I help get it out there? How can we help fund this? How can we help make sure that more people see this?" And so,
The first thing you can do
is make sure that May 24th, Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then back that all the way up to 10 p.m. Pacific, that you are available and jump on the live stream. You can do it on LinkedIn or YouTube. You can go to morethancars.tv and find out everything that you need to know about that, add it to your calendar, and bring your whole team along, because we believe that more people seeing that will bring better culture and perception to our industry.
Oh, for sure. And just showing up, even just having that one more person ticked up on the live stream.
Yep.
Shows everybody else that there's something going on in the auto industry. So that's a way that you can like be a part of it right out of the gate. And we also have some other ideas on how you can be a part of it in the future, because we have more episodes and a full season to make.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about some news.
Let's get into it.
Listen, this morning when we logged in and just looked at it's like Elon, I was like, what's going on in the news? You and Nathan were at the table, and Elon, Tesla, right? Every news, literally every page. Automotive news, there's a Tesla logo. Wall Street Journal, there's a Tesla logo. Reuters Automotive page, there's a Tesla logo. Electrek, there's a Tesla logo or a picture of Elon.
Right.
And I'm like, this guy.
It's unbelievable.
How can we, because we try not to talk about it too much.
But it's just everywhere. I mean, even at the event, everybody's kind of pointing at what is Tesla doing. They're asking that question.
Even Marvin
Marvin
at the restaurant last night.
He was talking about Tesla.
Gosh.
They got a Tesla, So in an unexpected twist, Tesla and Twitter CEO Elon Musk announced plans to advertise Teslas, despite his well-stated disdain for advertising.
Uh-oh.
What a change of tune.
Uh-oh.
Pressure to boost investor confidence amidst challenging economic climate and increased competition in the electric vehicle market is pushing him to go ahead and begin his journey in advertising.
It's so funny how your perspective changes.
It totally
when
changes
you own an advertising
ad
company.
Because in 2019, he stated that he, quote, hates advertising and, quote, we use that money to make the product better.
It's like, hey, all those ad dollars, we're just making our product better, and you're
Right.
burning them on advertising.
Which, to be fair, what did he do? He announced that he was going to advertise, and he got all the earned media. His Tesla logo is on every single, right? So we
It's
talk
a little
about
bit
this.
of a PR masterclass.
It's unbelievable.
I know. He says so. Granted, he didn't go all in. Like he's not a sellout. Like
Right.
I would never think he's a sellout. And he says this. So this is a quote, by the way. So I guess I should say advertising is awesome. That's like you going to your wife.
I guess I should say
I
this.
guess I should say I'm sorry for what I did.
Right.
Right. So I guess I should say advertising is awesome and everyone should do it. Musk said in their annual shareholder meeting. He says, we'll try out a little advertising and see how it goes.
Dip our toes in it. A couple little ads on our own platform that pay us back. No big deal.
I mean, too, he did right, exactly. He's like out of this pocket into this pocket. Well, he did. They just announced that they're going to be installing a CEO for Twitter. So there's
Right.
an element of support. I can't remember her name. She's coming from not Comcast. Oh, I can't remember.
NBC.
NBC. Yes.
Yep.
And so like, there's definitely this element of like, all right, starting to shift support, and over to Twitter CEO. But the bottom line is, the auto industry is looking at Tesla like a car company.
Yep.
They're not a car company.
No.
Right? They
You
do
pulled
make
up. You
cars.
pulled up an article about the robots they're making last night.
Yeah, the robots they're making. They released a video with the humanoids,
Yeah.
and Elon was like, "Oh, I'm convinced that in 10 years from now, the robots will be the primary revenue stream of Tesla."
Yeah.
And they showed him like in a garage with all the Cybertrucks.
Tesla isn't a car company. They're a tech company for sure.
But either way, they have something to teach us about brand building, have something to teach us about what the consumer expectation is. A lot of people from the stage talked about that. Like Tesla highlighted this desire, and we still believe that, and the industry believes that interaction with a person around a sales process to make you feel good, to make you feel stable, and if we harness our inner Marvin from the restaurant, I care.
I care.
That's the advantage that dealers have.
Yes.
It really is all the time. I care.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone really would look at Tesla and be like, they care.
We say it like this: the single greatest value proposition of the automotive industry is people.
Yes.
And if we lean on that and lean into what people can uniquely do, and how people can uniquely bring care into every interaction, then that will drive way more success than any humanoid robot possibly can.
That's true. I agree. Full agree. We had a chance yesterday to catch up with actually the former head of Tesla's used car department or division sales, and he was a riot.
He was right. He was like, that was
super
actually 10% of my job, but okay, next.
And he's doing a thing. We'll talk about the other thing when it's time to talk about the other thing, but he's working on a little thing called Plug.
Yeah, but he was like, the interesting thing is all of these decisions, like we see them in the news as kind of Elon coming forward and talking about it. He was like, no, there was like 50 people in a room every time we made a decision to change a price or to do anything.
Yeah.
And so we see this as like knee-jerk reactions and quick tweets, but it is a PR masterclass, and I believe that the advertising will probably be a masterclass as well.
No doubt. All right. Speaking of a masterclass, can we do that?
Segue.
Definitely.
Apple kind of
Without a
puts
doubt.
on a masterclass on a regular basis. In release notes targeting better accessibility, Apple included a feature set that will allow an iPhone's user to clone their own voice within 15 minutes of prompting.
Yeah, now this is not new technology. The technology has been around.
But
Like, you
it's
can do
native.
This, but it's native to a phone, which is unbelievable. It gives users, they've mainly targeted after the accessibility users, people with disabilities who have lost their ability to speak.
I do that
to
from
be
time
able
time.
to, yeah, right, after an event. But to be able to maybe have some pre-recordings or something that has already been said, get it into the phone, and then be able to type to text and then get their actual voice instead of like the Siri native voice out. It's their live speech technology.
You know where this is going.
Oh yeah, you know where that's
GPT, write a text to whoever about whatever.
yeah,
This voice clone's going to read it.
read it right back. There it is.
Yeah.
Or it's like Paul and Kyle just did a podcast. Kind of.
Or did they? Or did they?
Really, this is all in their accessibility efforts, and they've stated that accessibility is core for them. They're also releasing some features to change the UI so that like the typical way that you see an iPhone would not be the way that someone with disabilities or needing like a deeper level of like cleanliness to their experience. We'll be able to turn that on. It'll simplify the design, make buttons a lot clearer. But as we know, is when you provide accessibility to the people that need it most, it actually makes it easier for everybody to use. Sarah Harlinger, Apple Senior Director of Global Accessibility Policy and Initiatives, say that 3 times fast.
We got to put the letters together.
Yeah, right.
In that.
Said accessibility is part of everything we do at Apple. These groundbreaking features were designed with feedback from members of disability communities every step of the way to support a diverse set of users and help people connect in new ways. Like, I love that. It just like she just swept in mission and vision there at the end. It's so beautiful.
Polished.
Yeah.
It's pretty polished. But we were just you were showing me a video of Ben Hadley, our friend, good friend, with a pair of cool-looking sunglasses on, but they were AR
sunglasses.
And he's just sitting there, and he's like, well, I can see this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he just actually kind of ran out of words. He's like, I could remote into my desktop. It's all right here. He was sitting in his car.
Right.
And so these technologies are coming out really quickly.
Yep.
And even we've been talking about GPT, some people starting to deploy that within the store. The people who adopt the technology or who are willing to at least try are going to be the ones that I think are able to build a lot more efficiency into their stores, right? You're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna lose.
Well,
a
you're
little
gonna make
first.
some mistakes, and sometimes early will be wrong, but sometimes early will just look
It's
wrong,
worth
and
it
you'll be
for-
right.
yeah,
It's worth it to
for when
try.
you get it right.
And so always be trying new features. Always be working toward a better connected future for all of your users, all of your clients, and serving in that way is definitely going to give you a leg up on anybody that's just waiting on the back end of things.
Well, we hope you're going to have an amazing day. We're about to hit the podcast end stage. We got some travel to do. Whatever you're doing, you're in the store, you're on the front line, you're at your place. Care about people. The technology will come along. Care about the people first.